Hey guys, how we doing? I wanted to just have a really quick chat today. Um, a few people have messaged me, sort of asking me about how I practice, what you know, what do I do with the instrument, just on a daily basis, right? And I thought could be quite a good little video, just especially for the guys who are just starting out and just beginning. Beginning to learn the instrument, what a major scale is, etc. So the basis of my practice routine is kind of three things. The first one, it's probably not that surprising, is time and groove, right? I kind of see them as two separate things, but they kind of make the basis of the routine. So, for example, it's still recording. So, for me, working with a metronome is usually the first thing that I kind of do. Start at 60 BPM, sort of play crotchets, work on that. Then we move on to 8th and 16th notes, and obviously just slowly increment and increase the speed of the metronome. Some of you might have seen my other series, which is the Groove Room, and that's kind of another really important part of practice, right? It's getting a beat and a chord progression and just kind of sitting in the pocket, right? So, for example, you might have a 4 to the floor and you might be in the key of C major, and it might just be a case of yeah. But that is definitely a big part of my routine. Secondly, is arpeggios, right? So as bass players, and I've talked about this before a little bit, our job is to kind of outline the chords that's being played by the guitars, pianos, right? So for example, like if you take a walking bass line, so a 2-5-1 again. So we've got a D minor. Oh, play it properly. G major, C major. Yeah. And all we're doing is walking through the chords. Yeah. And that's kind of where arpeggios come in. I was just using triads there, major and minor triads. But working with arpeggios, playing them kind of all over the neck, all 12 keys. It's a big cornerstone of kind of the practice routine that I have, because that's the job we're here to do as bass players, right? Outline the chords and have good time and groove. And that's, in a nutshell, that they're the kind of two major cornerstones. The third one is repertoire. So think of like learning a language. As kids, we grow up and we hear our parents talking, our family talking, and we copy, right? That's how, certainly how I learn English. I don't know what that says about me, but, and it's the same in music. Music's a language, right? So you might start off, I'm not going to play any particular songs because of copyright and YouTube and stuff. But let's say, for example, you've got a riff in C major, right? Okay, just something really simple. So once you kind of have that riff or that part of the song, again, it's really important to kind of move it around the neck. Yeah, again, I've got a video on the cycle of fourths that talk about playing in all 12 keys, which I'll link in the description for you guys. But yeah, learning other people's songs or parts of. So, for example, Jamiroquai had a song out, it was a long time ago now, and it was called Runaway. And that verse riff was incredible. It grabbed my attention immediately. So I learnt it through transcription. So obviously just listening to the song and trying to figure it out. That is one thing I would say to bass players. Like, tabs okay, but when it comes to learning songs, if you can train your ear, it's another skill. It's a difficult skill to acquire, but you know, if you can learn to do that, you know, it will play. It's a big advantage rather than having to go and get tabs. And that's another one. Won't read music. Learn to read music when you start, rather than sort of getting to the point where you're quite proficient and stuff, and then you have to go all the way back and start from the very beginning. But reading is part of my process, but it's, like I said, the main three things revolve around time and groove, arpeggios, and repertoire. And that's what I kind of suggest for anyone starting out. You know, obviously the more advanced guys, you have your own routine and you do your own thing. But yeah, if you're just starting out, I think that's a really good sort of foundation. Okay, so time, groove, arpeggios, and repertoire. That's where I'd start. So thank you very much, guys. We'll leave it there for today. If you feel like supporting the channel, there's loads of additional content on Patreon. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys soon.